Good day, traders. My name is Sifengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis webinar. Hi, I hope everyone is doing well. Who is in this training session for the first time, guys? Please let me know. How many new people do we have? You can use the chat tool to send me that message. At the bottom of the chat tool, there is a field where you can type in your message and forward it to me. Someone has sent me one already. I think I've seen Leanne Peterson before. Emmanuel Koza, I can't remember. Brett, not too sure. Jean-Claude Kashama, no. Hein Leroux, no. Okay, let me see. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Are you in for the first time? Who is in for the first time? Is it you? I mean, who, guys, amongst you? Who's attended this webinar before? Okay, one message. Attend quite a few. Oh, okay. Okay, Leanne, you've attended quite a few. Oh, okay. That's fine. You've attended. Bright is here for the first time. But first time. Okay. Oh, Jean-Claude is your second time. Okay, perfect. Uh, I like people that ask me questions, guys. Yeah, Leanne, bring them on. Give me your questions. I'll have a look at them. Oh, Mr. Leroux for the first time also. Okay. Hi, Leroux. First time also. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for Leanne to finish typing her message, and then we go to start. And we will start. Okay, let's remove everything. Remove this. Okay, so I'll have a clean chart. Okay, Leanne, basically I understand technical analysis, but just want to know when I receive QuickTrade idea, should I have made my analysis on the market already or start anew? Okay, Leanne, when you receive a trade idea, you need to verify the trade idea and see if it agrees with your own technical analysis. Like you are saying here that you haven't, I mean, a good idea what I mean technical analysis is in trading. So you just need to compare that to your own analysis. Just do a quick maybe check. It shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to double check if the trade idea is right or not. One of the things that I use, it's that 10 simple moving average. I check whether the price is trading below or above that. You can check it on the weekly, check it on the daily, and you can use the monthly also. You can use the monthly time frame also. Another time frame that you can use, perhaps, if you want to uh, make sure that maybe you are spot on, which shouldn't really be the main issue, is your 1 hourly. You can also use it applying that 10 simple moving average there to check whether the price is trading above or below the moving average. The other thing that you need to check quickly when you get that is your nearest support and resistance levels. Nearest support and resistance levels, check where those levels are. And the other thing, check if there is any trend line nearby. If there is a trend line nearby, use those to make that decision to decide whether you are going to be trading that or not. Good morning, Katleho. I don't know if this answers your question, Leanne. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, let me check the guys again. Mkele, I'm seeing Mkele for the first time. Shipping, we have seen shipping before. Okay, guys, I don't know, where do I start? Okay, anyone amongst you can just give me a stock or a currency pair that you want us to look at, or a commodity instrument. Give me anything. Let's have a look at it. Let's analyze it. I'll show you how you do analysis. More especially if you are a beginner in the market and you don't know anything. Emmanuel Koza is saying Euro USD. Okay, why do you want to make my life so difficult so early in the morning, big guy? Euro USD is difficult. Okay, it's fine. Euro USD, USDJPY. Okay. NetBank. Okay. USD ZAR. Okay. Okay, it's fine. I think we have enough for now. Okay, I think we have enough for now. We can just use what we have. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the last one is MND. Okay, so let's start with the Euro US dollar quickly. Check what the Euro US dollar is giving us. Okay, if you have a small account, you trade the mini. The mini. It's EUR slash USD. So you pick the mini there. Can you see you have two options there? You pick the mini because you have a small account, unless if you have a big account and you've been trading for quite some time and you know what you're doing. You can go for a full contract. Okay, let's first have a look at the main structure of the chart. For that, we're going to use the monthly chart. I've done some analysis on this one. Let me remove all those lines so that we can start afresh. Okay, I've removed those lines. These are our fresh charts that we have on the Euro US dollar. Okay, well, I mean, we're not going to be using any indicators. We're just going to be using the chart. On this chart, we're going to overlay. You're going to overlay it with some simple moving average. The period on the simple moving average is going to be 10. The value is going to be 10. So this is how you get your simple moving average. You right click on your screen. You get this window here. You come down to indicators. Go to add indicator. You come down to SMA, we are looking for a moving average, but the specific moving average you're looking for is a simple moving average. And you go OK. You come to this window where it says period of simple moving average. You can just highlight it, backspace or delete, and type 10. You now have 10. Otherwise, you can use those two arrows provided there. Then OK, now you see you have this red line overlaying your chart here. I want to try and be a little bit artistic today. I want to make it bold, and I want to make it a dotted line. You can leave it solid if you like. You can leave it solid, it's not an issue, but I just want to make it a dotted line so that those that I knew can see each time they see the price trading above or below the dotted line, they know that there's something happening there. Okay, when you see the okay, this is the moving average and this is the price of the euro, and I'm using the monthly time frame. If some of you do not have the monthly time frame, if any of you do not have the monthly time frame, this is how you get the monthly time frame. You go to that tab at the top where it says time. You click on it and you get different time frames. If you don't have the monthly, then go to edit. After that, you go to one of these dotted boxes with a plus sign in it. You click on the you must click on that plus sign, and you get that thing telling you add new item. Add new item. You are looking for a monthly, so you go up there to period. The period you're looking for is a month. You go click on month. The value that you need on month is 1. You must always use 1 on month. The value you're looking for 1, and you apply. Now you have your monthly. You go in there, you check, oh, I have 1 capital M. It's 1 capital M for the month. If you put your cursor on it, it shows you period, month, value 1. And there's another 1M, 1 small letter M, that's for 1 minute. If you put your cursor on it, it says value 1 period minute. So that's for your minutes. Is there anyone who did not understand what I've just done here, the steps that I've just followed to get the monthly time frame? If there's anyone, please let me know so that I can go back and try and explain that better to you. Okay. Why do we use the moving average on our charts when trading? The reason why we use the moving average when trading is to try and get the direction of the market, to understand whether the market is moving up or moving down, whether the market is rising or whether the market is declining. That's the main reason why you have to apply the 10 simple moving average. I know that experienced people are going to tell you about higher highs and lower highs and all of that. I understand that, but uh, for for the sake of simplicity, I think it makes sense to just use the simple moving average. And after using the moving average, you can go and check all those price action levels and everything else that you want to check. But the main thing is, okay, each bar here is it's a monthly bar. It's made up of 20 plus days, business days. So the bar that hasn't finished yet, that hasn't finished forming, does not count. Okay, guys, the bar that hasn't finished does not count. You only use the bar that has finished forming. What do I mean by that? I mean this current bar here that we have here. This is May. May hasn't ended yet. May is not up yet. May ends in, let me check here. May ends next week. No, not next week. It ends on the 31st, on Tuesday. 31st on Tuesday, May ends. So that's your full bar. So before May ends, this bar does not really count. You cannot use it to make any analysis in trading. You first have to wait for the bar to finish on the last day of the month or the first day of the new month. Then you can refer to the previous month's bar for direction or for clarity, if you want to call it that, if you want to do your analysis. Okay, I see Katleho is typing a message. Okay, Katleho, please shoot big guy. I need to okay. If you get a monthly bar closing below your 10 simple moving average or your moving average, it means that that market is likely to decline over the next couple of months, provided there is no support nearby. Provided there is no major support nearby, because support is very important. Like let's look at the euro back in 2014. This was July 2014. The euro closed below its moving average and it started declining. It declined for the whole of 20 for the whole second part of 2014, the second half of 2014 until January 2015. January 2015, Feb 2015, March 2015, and it started moving sideways. Again in in 2016, it was still stuck in a sideways movement. It went up, it went above the moving average. But something that stands out here is the fact that we are we are range bound there. So this break above the moving average did not count because we are range bound here. We had some resistance here. So this break above the moving average did not make any sense. I will show you what I mean. After that, it started coming down, moved sideways, stayed above the moving average. There wasn't really any momentum that suggested that people should come in and buy the euro at a time. And it closed down below the moving once more in October 2016, and the following month was down 3.6%, and in December we were down 1.38%. From here, it started putting out the base, or started bottoming out, and it tried to move higher. Finally, it broke above. This was back in 2017 April. 2017 April, we broke above and it started moving up. Closed above, we had a follow through. It's positive now. You can now go in and buy the euro because the euro is now starting to look good. I'll still show you where our resistance is on the euro, the resistance that I mentioned earlier. The only issue is that my data on the monthly time frame is very limited on the trading platform, so I cannot go far back as much as I would like to. But I mean, we'll make do with what we have, and I'm sure you guys will understand. Let me go check what Katleho sent me here. Katleho is saying, Sihle, with Forex, I have a problem understanding or interpreting price. Our figures on the right. With CFD, I know that I would mean the prices that shows now. Forex doesn't mean that the euro is currently trading at 1176 against the rand. Let's check the euro against the rand. Let me check. No, but that is the US dollar we're talking about here. We're not talking about the rand. We're talking about the euro against the dollar. We're saying that if you want to buy $1, you pay 1.17. You pay 1.17 euros to buy $1. So the dollar is actually more expensive for the Europeans right now. The Europeans are paying more if they want to get $1. They pay 1.17. That's what it means. That on the rand, if South Africans want to buy the euro, they pay 1503. They pay 15 rands to get €1 right now. That's what they pay. Okay, so currently the euro, well, I mean, it's not current anymore. In April last year, 2017, we had this cost above the moving average and the price started rising. But last month, if some of you have been attending or following one of my webinars at the end of April, I said that the euro had closed below the moving average. Let me try and make this bigger. I think you guys now can see it. This bar here, this was April. It closed below its moving average. You can see the moving average. If I move this, the dotted line is above the price, or the price closed. If you don't know how the price is closed, I will show you. If you check at your top left corner there, you can see your SMA here. I'm talking about this area here. I've just highlighted that area there. Indicator SMA 10, that area. That's the value I'm talking about. The value there is 1.273, and the close is 1.199. So the close is lower than the simple moving average. The close is lower than the simple moving average, so that is negative for the euro. And look what has happened so far. The euro is down 1.64%. If you had just followed this signal at the end of the month or the first day of the first few days of May. You could be up 1.63, and some gearing. It could be like a lot of money if you are taking a shot on the euro against the US dollar. I haven't looked at support. I'm just showing you what's happening on the euro. So on the first or the second day, that's when I pointed this out, saying that the euro, according to the signal that we were getting from the monthly time frame, was likely to weaken against the US dollar. And that is evident right now. We can see that the US dollar is actually getting stronger. It's up 1.64 against the US dollar. Sorry, against the euro. Okay, hi, and I see that you're busy typing a message there. So I'm just showing you this on the monthly chart so that you can understand how to approach the market from a bigger time frame, because that's where you need to begin. Then from there you can go and look at all the noise that you get from your daily, your hourly time frames, because those time frames, they are good. You can make money trading those time frames, but you should get your main direction from a bigger time frame. Do not try and get your analysis from the daily or the hourly time frame without having looked at the monthly time frame first before trading those currency pairs or those shares. It's very important that you check your monthly time frame, because it's bigger and it's more important. It helps. Okay. I see Hein can't finish typing his message. It must be very long. What are you typing there, Mr. Leroux? Okay. Hein, let's see. Please show me quickly again how to add the SMA line and to have the line. Okay, chart open to. Okay, let me see. What is this? Add simple moving average line. Okay, this is what you do to add your simple moving average. You do this. You right click on your screen. Right click. Go down to indicators. Go to add indicator. You now have your moving average here. Moving average is here. You're looking for a simple moving average. That's the main moving average that you're looking for. You click on your SMA, simple moving average. You go OK. And you come to this window here where it says period of simple moving average. Highlight that one, that default value that you have there. That default value is 1. Type 10. You can either delete and then type 10, or you can just highlight it and type your 10 and go OK. Check now, I have 2 simple moving averages now. Obviously, I don't want 2, I just need 1. I will delete the one that I've just used here as an example. The one that I've just used here as an example. So what we are looking for, we are always looking to see where the price is trading relative to the simple moving average, so that we can be able to arrive at the right decision that will tell us where the market is likely to go next, or what the main direction of the market is. The simple moving average on its own is not enough. You have to make sure that you combine it with your support and resistance. If you can apply or use that combination correctly, you are likely to do very well going forward as a trader. So here we closed a negative, so the price is now coming down. Okay, let's use another example here. If you guys want me to give you more analysis on this one, I don't mind. I can do it. You guys tell me. But for now, I'm just showing those. I'm just showing those that are starting out, that haven't been really trading before, that haven't done any technical analysis training. I'm just showing them how you do it. But I'm sure some of them can actually get it now. That when the price is above your moving average, you can look to take some long positions. When it is below, you can look to take some short positions. I see Lungis is busy typing a message there for me. I think maybe it's a question or a suggestion. Let's wait and see what he's got for us there. Tiane, please hit those buttons, my man. Our time is very limited, big guy. So here on the euro, what this means basically is that you are not supposed to be looking to buy the euro. You're supposed to be looking for short positions for now. You're supposed to be looking for short positions. I'm not going to look at support and resistance. I just want to show you how this is applied, how you can try and make money using this. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm sorry I'm late. I want to find out when I come through. Start from the beginning. What is this? Sorry, I'm late. I want to find out when I can come through to start from the beginning. I don't know what you're referring to there, Mlungisi, but we've just started. I'm showing you how to use the simple moving average to determine the main direction of the market, or to determine which side that you're supposed to take in the market, whether to buy or to sell the market. That's what we are doing. I mean, I think we are not very late. I think you will get it. Guys, is there anyone who doesn't understand what I've just explained now, except for Mlungisi, who's just arrived now or who's just started? Anyone? Okay, cool, Mlungisi. Anyone who doesn't understand what I'm showing you, the setup that I'm showing you here, guys? Okay, if we all understand, let me move on to the US dollar JPY. We can come back to this one later. USD JPY, we're going to pick the mini. We're going to pick the mini. We'll stick to the same time frame. Oh, sure. So many lines. Let's have all these lines taken out. Remove all drawings. Okay, we don't have any lines anymore. Okay, Mr. Koza, please send me that message. Let me see. So we can carry on. Okay, that's fine. It's going to take forever for Mr. Koza to finish typing his message here. I see. Okay, here we're still applying the same principle. What we are saying is that when the price is above here, we are buying. You see the US dollar is the US dollar against the Japanese yen. US dollar is the base currency, and the Japanese yen or the JPY is the code currency or the minor currency there. Okay, it's fine. I will show you how to analyze the shorter time frame, Emmanuel. I'll show you how to analyze the smaller time frame. Let's do this on the US dollar Japanese yen using the larger time frame. We'll go back for the shorter time frame. Okay, we are above the moving average, so it means that in 2013 we were supposed to be looking for long positions only on the US dollar against the Japanese yen. We're just supposed to buy the US dollar the whole time until this point here. You see, at this point here, the US dollar broke. Oh, okay, let me delete this. In 2015 August, the US dollar closed below the moving average. It closed below the moving average and it went sideways for a bit, and it closed again below the moving average again in December 2015. And immediately after that, we saw the price declining. This decline happened in Feb 2016. we saw a decline of 5.8%. And after that month, we saw a further decline of 2% in March. And again in April, we had a decline of 4.73%. The price remained in that downtrend until the price broke above the moving average once again. That was back in November 2016. November 2016, we broke above the moving average there. But I mean, there was some overhead resistance nearby, which sort of like invalidated that break above that moving average. That is why we did not see much of a follow through after this break here. I mean, as we move along, I will show you what I'm referring to there. For now, I just want us to focus on one thing, the breaks above the moving average. But I mean, the reason why this one did not succeed is because we had some overhead resistance nearby. That is why we did not succeed in springing higher. And then the price started coming back down again. We closed below the moving average. We were up for 2 months. Immediately after that, we broke down again below the moving average, and we're down. So now we're trying to move higher. So if at the end of May we close above our dotted red line here, there's a good chance that the US dollar is going to rally against the Japanese yen. We're going to see the US dollar strengthening and moving higher. So there's a good chance that we're going to see our market, sorry, the US market, I'm talking about the currency in this instance, pushing higher, maybe getting to these levels of 112,500, even to 114 levels. We will see what happens at the end of the month. On the last day of the month, you must come and check where the price is closing relative to the moving average. If the price is above, it means that it's a positive market. The market is likely to move higher. If it is below, it means that the market could be seesawing for a bit going forward, or it could maybe just stay sideways for a while before actually moving higher. So this bar at the moment does not count. It's only going to count on the last day or the first day of June. Okay, let's look at the US dollar. The US dollar against the Japanese yen. It looks like there could be an opportunity there to buy some dollars against the yen. Okay, I've done the euro, I've done the yen. Now let's have a look at NetBank. Then we're gonna go and check how to analyze a smaller time frame. But I mean, let's first cover these before we do that. Same thing here, the price crossed below the moving average. It was August 2015 and the price declined. This is NetBank. You're supposed to look for a short trades only on NetBank. You're just supposed to go in and short NetBank, and you're going to make bags of money. And here in July 2016, the price crossed above the moving average and the price started rising once more. And here you had some bags of money waiting for you. Here in this was 2017 April, the price closed below the moving average, and we had another close below the moving average that came as a follow through in May, and the price declined once more. It seesawed for a bit, but again in 2017 we saw the price crossing above once more. That was late 2017. This was in November, and the price shot up again. It went up, and people made money. The people that went in, end of November, beginning of December last year, they are in the money. They made a lot of money from trading this NetBank stock. Is still in an uptrend. So I think NetBank is still a buy, because I mean nothing has violated the trade signal that we got in November 2016. We are still on a buy signal. The volatility that's happening is natural. There's nothing wrong about it. It happens all the time. We must just embrace it. But I mean, if you are a long-term investor, investing in NetBank is still looking good. NetBank is still on a positive bullish signal. So therefore I think there's no need for anyone to panic. Although if we look at a shorter time frame, we could see that maybe it's telling us a different story, painting a different picture, telling us that maybe we're supposed to be shorting NetBank. But at the moment, it is really not a short. If you want to be on the right side of the market, you'd rather sit on your hands and do nothing. Stay out of the market, because I mean, being on cash is a position also, while you are still assessing and checking what the market is doing. So that is what is happening on NetBank. Let's quickly go check what the US dollar ZAR is doing. US dollar ZAR, we're also going to pick the mini. Okay, US dollar ZAR, we've just picked the mini. Okay, you see in 2014, it was trading above the moving average the whole time, so it made sense for people to buy the rands and sell the US dollars in 2014. I mean, sorry. It made sense for people to buy the dollars and sell the rands. Yeah, I'm there, Koza. I'm there. If you guys cannot hear me, please let me know. But I think most of the guys can hear me, because I mean, they haven't complained yet. Maybe please check your connection there. Everything looks to be working fine on my end. I don't have any issues, I guess. Okay, thank you, Leanne. It made sense to sell the sell the rands and buy the US dollar. And when the price came down here in 2016 March, or sorry, April, the price closed below the moving average. That was an early warning to people that the party was, you know, coming to an end. They had to sell the US dollars and start buying the rands. The following month, well, I mean, people went back in and bought the rands, selling the rand there. But I mean, that did not actually, sustain itself for a very long time. In June, we had a cross below the moving average, and the price carried on trading below the moving average until September last year. Until end of September last year, we said people were supposed to sell the rand. Sorry, we said people were supposed to sell the rand and start buying the US dollars. And the following month, we're up almost 4%. We're up almost 4%. But the reason why this move did not succeed is that we had some overhead resistance close, or we had some overhead resistance nearby. So that is why when buyers got here, they met a lot of selling pressure from the sellers, and the price started coming down. We had this in November 2017, this bearish pin bar here, which is a reversal sign, and the price closed below the moving average once more in favor of the rand. The rand, people started buying the rand again. I think this was around the Nasdaq ANC elective conference when Cyril Ramaphosa got elected as the president. In that conference, so the rand started strengthening again, and we saw a further 4.29% in January, and from there it started moving sideways. And in April, we're down almost 7%, and right now it looks like we're going to have a close above our moving average in May. And if that does happen, there's a good chance that we're going to see maybe the rand going up maybe towards 1360 or around those levels. There's a good chance that we could see the rand weakening towards 1360 levels. It's not confirmed yet, but if we close like this, if we close above the moving average, there's a good chance that we're going to have a follow through that's going to push us higher. But you must understand that there is some overhead resistance nearby. That resistance is around 1290. 1290 could be a little bit of a problem, but I mean, I see the rand actually going up and touching 1290 at some point. I think in June, if the picture does not change here. If the picture does not change here, there's a good chance that we could see the rand going up to touch 1290. If we manage to take out 1290, the next level I'm looking at maybe prices getting to 1360, trying to flirt with 80 there. I mean, times are still going to be very tough ahead. The petrol price is still gonna go higher, because I mean the Brent crude is rising, the rand is weakening against the US dollar, so we are in a very very difficult position. We're finding ourselves in a very 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 tough spot right now. We are between a rock and a hard place here, in my view. Okay, we're not talking about the rand and looking at we are not looking at the South African economy and the rand and the inflation and all of that. Let's go and have a look at Mondi now. The reason why I'm looking at this, I just want you to get a picture of the view of what the market is likely to do next. Yeah, that's what I want you guys to focus on. That's what I want you guys to get before you get yourself into a trade. Okay, 2015, the price on Mondi was trading above the moving average the whole time, and it kept on rising. And in 2016, in January, we saw the price coming down, coming to 260. And from there, it started moving sideways for, well, I mean, the good part of 2016. The good part of 2016, it was just moving sideways. And finally, we had this break above the moving average. The following month, we had this bullish reversal pin, and we had another one here. It's almost like a reversal, bullish reversal pin, and we had a follow through. The price inched up, and we were positive for the month. Sorry, for the year 2017. We did very well on the stock MND, and late 2017, this was end of November, we closed below the moving average, and we saw some some underperformance that came through immediately after that. The price started declining, and this year only we started to see the prices closing above the moving average on a monthly closing basis. That was in April, and that was positive. So month to date, because we closed above here, month to date we are up almost 7%. Month to date we are up almost 7%, and in my view, I think that we're still gonna go back maybe up to test those 365, 370 levels on Mondi. I'm positive that Mondi is likely to do well going forward, or else we could see Mondi maybe trading between 363 and the well, I mean, let's call it what 308 and I see it trading maybe between these two levels here. Let me show you those levels I'm talking about. You could see Mondi trading between these two levels until we get a break above 364. I mean, closer to 364, I wouldn't want to get involved on the long side on Mondi. But I mean, closer maybe to 310, 308 levels, I would want to get involved on the long side and buy Mondi. Okay, okay. Do you guys want us to use Mondi for doing the short-term analysis? Okay, let's do the short-term analysis on Mondi. I hope it looks nice. From here, what you can do, you can just go to your daily time frame, monthly, then your daily time frame. Okay, this is what we are looking for now. If the monthly is saying buy, like last month, we had the price trading above the moving average last month on Mondi. It closed above the moving average. Let's go back. I just want to check that. I want to double check it. Yeah, this was in April. We had a close above the moving average in April. So now what we are looking for now, you're looking for buy opportunities. Just try and look for buy opportunities because you're still new in trading. You want to be conservative and you want to be a patient trader. That's the only way that you're going to make money, by being patient. If you're not patient, you're going to lose your money very fast. But I mean, if you're a patient trader, you're going to make your money slowly, but at least you are going to be making money instead of losing. Okay, let's now go to the I mean the daily. The daily has to look, I mean, almost like this. The prices have to be trading above the moving average for you to go in and take some long positions. If the moving average is saying sell, don't go in and buy. Okay, this was April. You see, well, I mean, in May, on the second, the price was below the moving average, so you weren't supposed to go in and buy below the moving average, below the moving average. It's only here that it tried to go above the moving average, but it wasn't really convincing. But I mean, it had been moving up. So maybe if you bought here, you're okay. The close there was 340. After that, we had 2 days of weakness or 2 days of underperformance on Monday. First day we were down 2.78%. Second day we were down 2.4%, and we had a close above the moving average once more. That's when the people had to sort of like rejoice and jump into this market, and the close there was 339.41. But traders were supposed to go in I mean, at the end of the trading session here on the 15th or the following morning, they were supposed to jump in and take a long on Monday. The close was 339. The following day, we had 1.1% up, another 0.87% positive day, and another 1.4% on Friday. You are following your moving average. If your monthly is saying buy, you wait for your moving average to trade above the moving average on the daily. Once you see that, you can jump in and take long. There, you are not fighting against the trend. You are moving along with the trend. And the market starts moving up, and you start collecting those rands if you are trading in rands. If you are trading in dollars, you're collecting those dollars. Is there anyone who doesn't understand what I've tried to explain here? I'm using the daily as the short-term time frame there. I'm using the daily time frame. According to my settings, shipping, according to my settings, red is negative and blue is positive. But I mean, that's not what you should focus on. You should focus on the moving average. If the price is staying or crossing above and staying above the moving average, that means that that market is rising. That's the main thing that you need to focus on. And if the price crosses below and stays below the moving average, it means that that market is weakening, that market is declining. So you can look to take some short positions in that market if you feel that shorting the market is the right thing to do at the time, depending also on how the monthly time frame looks. If the monthly time frame is saying buy, you must go in and buy. But I mean, do not try and go against the monthly time frame. I know some people are scalpers; they can go in and do that. But I mean, I do not advise that you trade like that. More especially if you're starting out, you're going to lose money, and you're going to get dejected because you lose a lot of money, and you don't want to do that. You need to take baby steps first before you walk. After walking, then maybe you can run. After running, I don't know if you can fly. I doubt, but maybe at some point you will learn how to fly in this market using the same indicators. Okay, this is what the daily time frame is saying on the on Monday. I'm not going to look at the next a level of resistance that could actually put a lead on the price rising on Monday. I'm not going to look at that. I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm going to move on to another instrument or another stock. Let's go have a look at the US dollar, US dollar ZAR, the US dollar against the South African rand. Let's look at it. We are now looking at the daily time frame. The daily time frame is what we're looking at. Okay, let's go back to the monthly first. See, the monthly is still saying that we're supposed to be buying the rand and selling the US dollars. That's what the monthly is saying, according to the moving average. Obviously, I mean, it makes sense to be buying the rands and selling the US dollars, but I mean, the US dollar has been strengthening, and there is a big talk of the Fed hiking interest rates in 2018. I don't know how aggressive they are going to be, but I mean, there's a good chance that they could be very aggressive going forward if the data that comes through keeps on I mean, strengthening or showing some strength in the US economy. So we are looking at that. We are keeping an eye on it. So at the moment, the rand has been weakening against the US dollar, but according to our moving average that we are using here, it's saying that we're still supposed to be short. Why? Because we haven't finished the month above our moving average yet here to show us that we really need to go and sell some rands and buy the US dollar. So there is a little bit of confusion here. So setups like this, I suggest you stay away from. You stay away from setups like this because I mean, there is nothing conclusive that you can use to make your analysis or to base your analysis on and say I'm buying because of A, B, and C. There is nothing that you can do here. This is intra-month. The month hasn't ended yet, so we cannot use these analysis. But I mean, let's go to the daily chart anyhow to see how it looks. If you check the daily chart, you see every time it crosses above your moving average, the dollar strengthens and the rand weakens. You pay more rands to buy the US dollar every time the price is above your red line here or your dotted line. It was down here for a day and crossed above again and it started moving up. It crossed down for 2 days. A lot of people were shaking in their boots here when the price came down here on the 10th, and immediately after that, we had the price crossing above once again. That was on the 15th, and we moved sideways for 1 day and closed above the moving average again here. So sellers were supposed to go in and buy the US dollar yesterday, and the dollar achieved 1.41% against the US dollar. Sorry, the dollar achieved 1.4% against the rand yesterday. So those that were buying the rand, buying the US dollar and selling the rand, made a little bit of money from this move here. They made a little bit of money from this move here. So so far the US dollar is looking strong, and I do not suggest that maybe people do anything at this point of time. I think maybe they should wait for the market to first cross above the moving average. Once the price is crossed above the moving average at the end of May, then you can make that call whether you are now going aggressive in buying the US dollar and selling the rand. That's how the rand looks. It's very confusing right now, so I wouldn't touch it. More especially if you're new in trading. So I suggest you don't touch it if you're new in trading. Let's go check what NetBank is doing. Do we all remember how NetBank looked like on the monthly? How it looked like, yo, how it looked like on the monthly chart. You see, we said it's positive. It's on an upward trend. It's been moving up. We got the buy signal November 2017, so it has been rising. Now let's check how the daily looks. Does the daily time frame agrees with what the monthly time frame is saying? Let's check. There's something happening here. I mean, it's called a double top, but I mean, I don't want to go there and talk about the double tops and all those things. I just want us to focus on what NetBank is doing. You see, in March, we had a close below the moving average on a daily time frame, and the price started doing what? And the price started doing what? Started declining. The price started declining, Declined, and on the 5th of April, the price closed above the moving average, and we saw the price rising, moving up. So here you were supposed to go in and buy, because I mean the daily is now in agreement. The daily is now in agreement with the monthly. They are all saying the same thing now. There is no divergence between the two. They are all saying the same thing. So around here, you were supposed to go in and take a long. Well, I mean, it went up for a couple of days. So if you are a short-term trader, you could have made money from this move here, and it went below the moving average again. You weren't supposed to be seen buying anything that has to do with NetBank here, because I mean the price is now below the moving average, and we had to close above the moving average once more, end of April. This is where you're supposed to go in and buy, but unfortunately, first 2 days of May we're down. First day we were down 0.6%. The other day we were down 1.5%, and here on the 7th. We were positive. We crossed above the moving average once again, and people were supposed to go in and buy. That close was 297. From that close, the price went up to 315. It went up to 315, so people made a little bit of money there. I mean, on this day here, we're up 1.76%. Here, we're up almost 2%. I'm not counting the tail at the top. That tail also, people made money from it. And on the 15th, we closed below the moving average once again. So you are not supposed to buy NetBank at the moment, because it's trading below the moving average on the daily time frame. The moment you see it doing this or going above your moving average, so doing this, you see where my cursor is, that highlighted candle there. If you see it crossing above, that's when you should actually look to take some longs. So every time when you get a trade idea, check what the monthly is saying. Is the monthly saying buy or sell? If the monthly is saying buy, okay, all good. Go check what your daily is saying. Is your daily saying buy or sell? If your daily is saying buy also, you can actually jump in and buy the trade or buy that stock. But I mean, if your daily is saying sell and your monthly is saying buy, and you have a buy trade idea, don't take that trade, because it doesn't make sense. I'm telling you now, don't take the trade. It doesn't make sense. They all have to agree with each other. There has to be confluence. There has to be a convergence in everything that is happening around those factors. They cannot they cannot diverge. They have to say one thing. If they're all saying one thing, then you can go in and take that trade. Asim Lewis is busy typing the message there. Okay, so NetBank right now is on a sell signal according to the daily chart, and we have been moving sideways for quite some time. We need to get our support and resistance levels here. I'm not going to do that, but I mean, I can see the support and resistance levels that are preventing the price maybe from moving up and moving lower down. I'm not going to touch on those. I'm just going to have a look at this and do nothing. I just want to show you how to use that simple moving average there to decide. Yes, Mlungisi, that's how you should do it, big guy. They must say one thing. If they're both saying one thing, then you trade. If the daily is saying sell and the monthly is saying buy, you must stay out of that market until your daily time frame says buy. Immediately when your daily says buy, jump in, buy that, and you'll make your cash almost immediately. Or it shouldn't take you more than a week to make some money out of the trade. Okay, we've done the shorter time frame on NetBank. Now let's go to the US dollar JPY. You can actually use some of these ideas to trade, guys. You can use some of these ideas to trade. Okay, let's check what the monthly is saying here. Okay, the US dollar Japanese yen, we have the same case like we have on the US dollar ZAR. on the rand. Well, I mean, this bar hasn't finished above its moving average yet. We're waiting for well, I mean, a few days that are still outstanding before the month of May is up. So we are not going to do anything based on the monthly chart. But I mean, if you're looking at the daily and you feel like the daily is on the rise, maybe you can go ahead and take a long on the US dollar, Japanese yen. Now let's quickly go check the daily is saying. There's another thing that I'm not going to show you here. There is a falling trend line that we have, which is going to present us with some massive resistance going forward. But for now, let us not look at that. Let's just focus on the simple moving average. Okay, okay. Let's look at the moving average. If you look at the moving average, it's been trading above. The price has been trading above the moving average since the end of March, and the US dollar has been rising the whole time. You can see by the higher highs and the lower the higher lows that it keeps giving us. So you see, it has been rising the whole time. So every time it is above the moving average, it means that you're supposed to be doing what? You're supposed to be buying. That's what it means. If you are an aggressive guy, a guy that does not like waiting, someone who hates waiting, you could actually go in each time you see the price trading above the moving average like this. More especially if you understand your support and resistance levels. You can go in and take a long. Like right now, we are above the moving average and the price is rising. So that means that we're supposed to be buying the US dollar and selling the Japanese yen. Plus, we have another thing that I will show you here. We have a rising trend line, but I don't want us to focus on the rising trend line. I want us to focus for now on the moving average because I mean that's what is going to make our understanding better going forward. Okay, Brett, great big guy. Thank you so much. Okay, you see, we have a rising trend line here also. Every time the price touches this rising trend line that I've just drawn here, the price goes up each time. And when you see the price hitting the trend line, closing above the moving average, there's an opportunity for you to go in and take a long. It came down here, it touched the moving sorry, the trend line closed above the moving average. It was only down 2 days. After that, it started rising once more. Okay, now let's look at the euro. Let's look at the euro, US dollar. Let's start with the monthly time frame. Euro US dollar. You remember what we said? We said end of April. We said our analysis was suggesting that the euro was likely to weaken against the US dollar. So look what happened. We are down 1.64%. Now let's check it. So the euro is negative. The euro is a little bit bearish at the moment. I'm not looking at current support levels that we're supposed to be looking at. I just want us to focus on the moving average for now. We will look at those support and resistance levels on these next time, because I don't want you to get all these things confused. I just want you to do one thing at a time. Make sure that you master that. Once you've mastered that, then you can move on to other things. Okay, let's go back to the monthly. I just want to mark the area where we closed. We closed here. I'll mark it for you. We closed here. So we're going to leave that horizontal line there. We'll leave it there. Okay. Okay. That's where we closed. And if you check your daily time frame, okay, this was the first day. This was the last day of April, first day of May. We here and we closed below the moving average. So you were supposed to take a short here. Take a short here around 1.199. This area here, 1.199. Let me show you this area here, 1.1999. Take a short. As long as the price is still trading below the moving average, it means that you're supposed to be selling. You see, it tried to go up here, but it failed to close above the moving average. Look what happened the following day. The price shot up back to that 1.199 we've just mentioned, and closed below the moving average. And the next day we were down 0.77%, and we kept on declining, and we are still declining in my view. I'm not looking at support. I'm just looking at the moving average. I don't know which line you're referring to there, Katleho. Are you referring to the moving average? Well, I mean, I can make it bigger, like this. I don't know. It's now thicker. It's now thicker. I think it's. Oh, you're talking about. Okay. You're talking about this area here. Sorry. Oh, okay. That's the area I'm talking about. Well, we closed the month of April, and we are below the moving average, and the price just kept on declining. So it makes sense for you to, or it made sense for you to take a short position around this time, beginning of May. Okay, if anyone has a question on this one, please ask before I move on to. Okay, what am I moving on to? No, I'm not moving on to anything. I'm supposed to be showing you guys support and resistance, and the reasons why some of these breaks above the moving averages don't work sometimes. The reason why they don't work is because there is maybe sometimes some nearby overhead resistance. The market is likely to hit that and meet some strong selling pressure from the market. That's one of the reasons. So I'm not going to look into that now. If you guys have questions, please ask. I'm going to leave the remaining part of the session for questions. If you guys have questions, please ask. If you don't have any, it's fine. We're just going to end our session here. The next 20 minutes, I just want to leave it for questions for those that have questions. You can ask anything. It doesn't matter. You can ask anything. Maybe that support, resistance, whatever, as long as you understand what that means. But I mean, my issue is people getting themselves confused or confusing themselves. I don't want, excuse me, I don't want that. I want us to try and avoid that. I don't want us to confuse ourselves. For now, I just want us to focus more on this simple moving average, because I mean we are still new in trading. Let us try and apply it and see how it works. As time goes on, maybe we're gonna try and tweak it and make sure that maybe we do something that suits our trader personalities as time moves on. Okay, let me first check what John is saying. Can you use the US dollar ZAR on daily? Okay, can you use the US dollar ZAR on daily long as per daily chart? I don't understand what you're saying there, big guy. Can you use the US dollar ZAR on daily long as per daily chart? I don't understand. Please. Try and be a little bit more explicit there for me, John. I'm not getting you. Okay, Mlungisi, you're saying, can we look at support and resistance of why breaks do not work sometimes? Okay, we'll use the monthly chart. Can we buy? Well, I mean, as long as the price is still trading above your moving average, you can always go in and buy, but you must make sure that you understand where your resistance is. Don't just buy because the moving average is above this, just because the price is above the simple moving average. Make sure that you understand where your support and resistance levels are on a chart before you make that call, Jean. Okay, let me see. Okay, we'll go back to that. I will show you that on the monthly trading. Sorry, monthly time frame. Okay, Robin is saying, after risk analysis, must one look at the graphs after? Well, I mean, before you even look at your risk, I think the first thing you need to look at is your graphs. You must look at your charts first before you even look at your risk. Robin. Ashley is saying, hi, Sitla, enjoying the session. Where do I obtain this graph? I don't know. Ashley, are you referring to the session or the training? I'm going to save this. You can find it on YouTube. It's QuickTrade Technical Analysis, and I'm also going to try and upload it onto our Facebook page. I'll upload it there, and you can have it maybe at a later stage just to go through it and see what exactly is happening there. Ashley, I hope that answers your question. Otherwise, you can find these charts on ProTrader platform on your ProTrader platform. Remember, we said that we're going to have a chat again on Monday to help you with your login details. We'll have them resent to you on Monday, and from there you should be able to download your ProTrader app on your machine. From there, you should be able to gain access to these charts. Okay, Jean is saying, after knowing that the price is going up, can just buy without putting a stop loss. You cannot trade without a stop loss. You cannot trade without a stop loss. You need to know how to apply the stop loss or how to use the stop loss. That is very important. You need to train. I mean, you need to learn how to place the stop loss. The stop loss is important. You must always have your stop loss on, but you need to know where to place your stop loss. Do not put your stop loss in the way of the sellers, because they're going to take you out if you are long, or they're going to take you out if you are short, the buyers. So you must make sure that you know how to place that stop loss. We're not talking about stop losses today, though, huh? Okay, Katleho, Sita, you're saying that when we are looking to buy on a trade, when you're looking to buy a trade, that confirms a long on both monthly and daily analysis. Then we should look at support and resistance levels. Okay. If you are buying, it makes sense for you to buy very close to your support level, very close to your support level. And when you place your stop, make sure that you place your stop outside of the buy zone. Outside of the buy zone is where the price is likely to to reverse and move higher. So I call it a zone because it's not just one a specific target that when the price gets to 140 is going to reverse, or it cannot go below 140. You have to understand your trading zone where the stock has been trading. If you can get that zone, try and make your stop loss, place your stop loss outside of that zone, then you should do well. Hein, thank you very much, big guy. Thank you for taking time out to spend some of your limited time with us. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Please go and practice after this, whatever that we learned today. Okay, Jean, you're saying that I used the stop loss from daily signal. The share got to the stop loss and then went up again. That's because your stop loss was in the way. Your stop loss was within the zone. You had to take the stop loss beyond the zone. That's what happened. That's why you lost on that trade. Okay, I still need to go back to bluish is support and resistance there at the top. Okay, cool. Okay, Katleho, let me get yours. Okay, Sita, will you please upload the session and okay, it's fine, big guy. I will do that straight after this. I'll do that straight after this. Okay, let me show you on the monthly why sometimes these breaks fail. I'll show you that on the monthly time frame. Let's go. Okay, you see here, we had a break above. This was in September 2017. We had a break above the moving average there. We had a big break above the moving average. 1 month we were positive. After that, everything fizzled out. The market started dropping. Okay, let us draw our line chart. This is how we get our turning point. I'm looking for these turning points. These turning points give us support and resistance. Like this turning point here at the bottom below the price is your support, and this one at the top here is your resistance above the price. That one is your resistance above the price there. Okay, please hold on for me. I just want to. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, let's mark these. Let's mark these points. This is the turning point I'm marking here. This was back in 2016. This is the turning point I'm marking, and let's mark this one again. This is on the monthly time frame, and we have this turning point also here. You see this one here. We have this turning point. I'm not going to mark these. I want us to focus on this here. Why the price failed there. Okay, let's try and make this bigger. You see where we drew these lines here? We are above the move, but we have these resistance levels on our monthly chart. We have these resistance levels on our monthly chart. You see this area around 1421 is your main is your resistance, big resistance, and this area again around 1460 is another resistance. Look what the price did in November 2017. It went up. It tried to get to that area there. There were sellers waiting. They shot the price down. That is why we failed. That is why we did not succeed in our longs there. So if you are only focusing on the simple moving average here, that my simple moving average is below my price has just crossed above, you lost. You would have lost, or you could have lost a lot of money around this area here, because you were just focusing on one on one part of your trade. You must make sure that there is confluence using your support, your resistance levels together with your moving averages. If you don't do that, you run a risk of trading or buying things that are very close to their resistance levels. If you are buying or selling stuff that is very close to its support level, if you are selling. And even if you are right when it comes to your moving average, you are still going to lose if you trade like that. Even if your moving average is supporting you, you should always look at that. Okay, now let's change this to our monthly time frame. Change this to our monthly time frame. I want to see what our monthly time frame said around that time. Okay, you see. Okay, when I'm talking about the buy zone or the sell zone, this area here, because it's resistance, this is your sell zone. Anything between these two lines that we have here is a sell. So you can initiate your sell positions around this area here. So that is why I call it a zone. So that zone is 1421 and 1460. Anything between 1421 and 1460 is negative. So you can actually look to go in and take a short. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look what happened within this zone. The price went up and it crossed below the moving average. It was below the 1421 line. So there was an early warning to you that the price is about to reverse, because I mean it is reversing around some key resistance area around that 421. The price closed below 421. The following day, it tried to shoot up, go up towards that 1421. It failed to close above 1421. It started coming back down again. There is a little bit of support around 1394. But I mean, if you look at your price is still trading below your moving average on the daily. Although on your monthly, it's still positive, but on the daily, it's below. So that's negative. And the price started declining. So those that understood their support and resistance levels, they managed to capitalize on this, and they managed to sell the market to make some money. So that is the reason why we failed there to break higher. Do you understand that, Lungisi? Does it make sense to you? That's what I think you must do maybe going forward every time when you get a trade or some trade set up. Okay, guys, that's what we should look at going forward. I think maybe we're going to wrap up our trading session here. I need you guys maybe to go and is it a maybe? I need you guys to go and practice and make sure that you check whatever that we've been looking at in your spare time, so that you can come back to me with questions the next time we meet. Okay, Mlungisi is saying, so you go into buy when you see that the moving average is supporting us and we break through resistance. Yeah, if you get a breakthrough beyond your resistance, it makes sense for you to go in and take a buy. I would say it is educated gambling, if you want to call it gambling. Educated gambling. Yes, I would agree, because I mean there is no guaranteed outcome here. Katleho, thank you very much, big guy. Have a great weekend. I will we'll meet again on Monday between 12 and 1 on our daily trading sessions that we conduct. Perfect, perfect. I'm looking. See, actually, my man, we have a date on Monday. We need to chat. We need to have a chat. Please remind me so that I can resend those login details for you, so that you can download it onto your laptop, so that you can trade. Thank you so much, big guy. Same to you. Oh, you're failing to log in. Louis, please give me a call on Monday. Please give me a call on Monday. I'll send those to you. You can give me a call as early as 8:10 on Monday. The number is 011-315-1000. Ask for me, Sihle. I will do it for you. Okay, guys, thank you very much. See you again on Monday if you will have time to join us. Otherwise, you can join us again next week. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Emmanuel. Have